Hello, everybody. I'm back with Industry Spotlight. I'm so happy to be joined by Catherine Powell, the CEO of AmaWaterways, to chat a little bit about a little bit about river cruising. First, Catherine, this is the first time we've had you on this series, so I just want to say thank you so much for lending us the time.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm delighted to be here.
So I know you've been in your position for about 7 months, but I was hoping we could sort of start off this conversation with taking a look at the river cruise market in general. I wanted to get your opinion on how the river cruise market was evolving, and then where specifically does AMA Waterways fit inside the industry's growth moving forward?
Yes, so I feel so lucky to have joined AmaWaterways at this time. I mean, there is a surging demand in river cruising. The industry is forecast to more than double by 2032 to $6 billion, I think it is. And from my perspective, my short time, as you said, that I've been in river cruising, I think there are three drivers of this growth. One is the understanding of how you travel when you river cruise, where you go when you river cruise, and how you experience what you're doing when you river cruise. And I think this is what people are discovering. So they are learning that river cruising is an incredibly comfortable, peaceful way to travel. You're on a floating hotel, you unpack once, and then you are taken seamlessly to these different destinations. I mean, imagining going city to city in Europe without the logistics of transport, of cars, of trains, of planes. So that is one piece. The second is, where you're going on rivers. Rivers are beautiful. They wind deep into their countries. They are the source of life and community of these countries. And we take you there, and you have Europeans, iconic and popular rivers, but you also have a growing interest that we're seeing in rivers in other regions like Asia or Latin America. And then there's how you travel once you're there. It is a deeply immersive and intimate experience. You're taken to the heart of cities and towns and countrysides. You are immersed in their culture or their habitat, and you are connected with their communities. And I think these experiences are really, they're intimate, they're personal, they're unique, they're different. So I think that is powering the growth, the demand, and the interest in river cruising. And then there's AmaWaterways, who I believe and I see is perfectly positioned to meet this growing demand. So we have our ships. They are beautiful, they're comfortable, they are intimate. We have the high touch service and hospitality that is the hallmark of AMA. It's what we're known and beloved, and it's what I've experienced firsthand. We have incredible immersive itineraries across Europe's rivers, but we're also in Africa, on the Chobe and on the Nile. We are on the Mekong in Asia. We are now on the Magdalena in Colombia, where we're the only river cruise company. And we ensure that our guests connect to the people and the places that they visit in really immersive and creative ways, whether you're touring a medieval city with an expert, or you are hiking to a castle, or you're eating a sausage from the oldest sausage seller allegedly in Europe, or you're making cheese, or it's the oldest craft of silk making, you're visiting a school in Namibia. It goes on, and we take our guests into these places in a way that we want to be really memorable for them.
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to sail on the Danube and the Rhine, and it's just incredibly romantic and incredibly, like you mentioned, immersive. But you see just life along the river. Like it's just, I don't think you can really compare this experience to much else inside the industry. So I'm completely with you there. I wanted to ask specifically about travel advisors too. I know, again, you're 7 months into this role. A lot of your introduction, I assume, has been towards the travel trade, which I know is pretty strong for AMA. I'm curious, how can travel advisors who maybe haven't sold Rivers yet or sold AMA yet really best sell AMA? How does the brand stand out amongst your peers in the river cruise industry?
Well, first and foremost, our partnership with our travel advisors is incredibly important to AMA and to me. We have built our business together, and I am committed that we will continue to do so. And the most important thing is we want our advisors, who know and love AMA, but also new to river cruising or to AMA, as you said, we want them to understand what our product is. So there are many ways in which we do this. We have a central hub we call a travel advisor portal, which has digital assets and toolkits. We have an AMA Academy to educate, where we have a certificate and rewards. We have Webinar Wednesday. Every Wednesday, we offer a webinar where we dive deep into a product or other topics that we think will be helpful to our agents. We have co-marketing activities, co-branded collateral, joint calls to action. We encourage our advisors, of course, to visit our ships, to sail on our ships. So we have FAMs, we have things we call seminars on the river. And as you said, I am spending my time meeting travel advisors. I'm going to conferences, I'm going to events, I'm listening in on webinars, I'm joining webinars. I want to hear firsthand what is on their mind, what is working for them. We hope lots is working for them, and also, where we can do better. We want our advisors to know us, to love us, and to share our story. And I am very focused on giving them the tools to do this. And so then you asked what differentiates AMA. So we want them to learn about us. Then, why are we different? How are we different? We have beautiful boutique ships. They are comfortable, they are stylish, they are intimate, they are innovative. We have a pioneering spirit, which means we take our guests to beloved destinations, but also to new destinations like Colombia, where we are the first. We have award-winning cuisine and our chef's table. But if there is one thing that really stands out, and one thing that I have experienced in the short time that I've been on AMA and the cruises that I've been lucky enough to go on, it is our exceptional high-touch service from our incredible crew, who are warm, who are attentive, and who personalize every guest experience. They make our guests feel cared for the moment they step on shore, on board our ship, and the moment they are on shore, whether it's during the cruise, pre or post cruise. Our crew are there for them, and that truly, truly is standout. And I hear it again and again, and I've experienced it myself. But there are other selling points that we have that help us differentiate. I think one is the very important focus on sustainability. We know that our guests and consumers everywhere increasingly care about sustainability. I look at sustainability in two ways. One is ensuring that our ships are environmentally friendly. This is with fuel efficient engines, with solar panels, with waste management, no single-use plastic, that sort of thing. And also that we are proponents of responsible tourism. We do not want to add to the problems of over-tourism. We are very conscious of that. I am very conscious of that. An example of how we approach this is we now dock at Zaandam. We do not overnight at Amsterdam. Zaandam is 20 minutes just outside of Amsterdam. It gives us the opportunity to showcase another beautiful Dutch town. We can support the local community there, and also we can help ease the congestion of Amsterdam, which is really important. And there are other ways in which we're sustainable. We source our ingredients locally. We have farm to table on our menus. We take our guests to visit the vineyard whose wines they drink later. And then I said the last piece is we really focus on catering to the different interests that our guests have. So we have a now very well-known wellness program led by our iconic wellness hosts. We were one of the first to have wellness hosts on our ships. We have bikes, we have hikes, we have classes on the ships. We also have exclusive partnerships with well-known brands like Disney. We had Adventures by Disney on our ship for families. We partner with Backroads for the more active guest. And then we have a partnership with Smithsonian Journeys, where we cater to guests who are interested in history and learning. And then there are other special interests like wine or beer or Christmas markets. So we're constantly looking to understand what do consumers want, what do our guests want, what are our travel advisors telling us that their clients want, and we want to cater to that.
Yeah, the diversity of offerings on the river, I think, has grown significantly over the past few years. Like you mentioned Colombia and the Magdalena, and I know that's been all the talk about AMA through advisors this year. And something I do, like you mentioned the people, I hear that consistently about AMA, just the quality of people on board just sort of makes the experience for so many guests. So it's really nice to hear you say
I would add, Daniel, there is, I've worked at Disney. I worked at one of the brands that are, hyper focused on the guest experience. And I have to say, our crew, our standards of excellence are right up there I'm very proud to be part of a company that offers such an incredible hospitable experience.
So I want to ask you one more question, and that's just looking ahead. I know we've looked back a lot, but I imagine coming on board, you have some priorities going into the fourth quarter of 2025. I was hoping you could share about your biggest priorities towards the end of this year and into the future with AmaWaterways.
Yes, I have 4 key priorities. One is growth. Growth is strategic and thoughtful, as it has been for the past 23 years, and I want it to continue to be so. We're currently building 5 ships, and we have just announced 8 new ships in Europe, which will take Ama's fleet to over 40 by 2030. That is doubling our fleet since 2019, which is incredibly exciting. And part of fleet growth, of course, is finding new destinations and new itineraries, which I'm also very, very focused on. Second is technology. We need better tools for us, better tools for our partners to leverage data, to leverage AI, to make sure that we have the guest insights so we really understand what our consumers, our travel advisors, clients want and need, what their expectations are, what their behaviors are, and how do we meet that. So technology is a big focus of mine. And then global expansion. We have very loyal guests from North America and Canada who know us, who love us, who come back. We have the highest repeat rate of any river cruise brand. But river cruising is surging globally. And I want to make sure that we are there to meet that demand. I want to make sure that when there are guests in Asia or Latin America or other European countries who are interested in river cruising, that they think of Ama first. And then my 4th priority, which is an ongoing priority, I've talked about it earlier, but is sustainability. We need to continue to ensure that we excel in our environmental performance, and we need to continue to ensure we promote responsible tourism.
Okay, so a lot on your agenda, a lot ahead for Ama, but I'm so excited to see where this segment goes, where river cruising goes, where AmaWaterways goes over the next few years. I know the consumer demand is growing, like you mentioned, pretty significantly, and I cannot imagine what this segment's going to look like in 2 or 5 years ahead of us. So I'm really excited to look forward to it.
It's a great time to be in river cruising.
Yeah. Well, Catherine, thank you so much for your time. Really excited to speak with you. Really excited to see where everything's going. And hopefully we can check in with you again in the future too.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.